I'm Laura Markle, and I'm Cameron's client.
I'm Cameron Balin. I'm a domestic violence case manager with Crisis Services.
I met Cameron while I was strapped to a backboard with a neck brace on at ECMC after my husband assaulted me. I was with my husband for 10 years, and after 10 years of emotional and verbal abuse and controlling behavior, I decided to leave. I was gone for a month, living with my parents, sharing custody with him of our daughter. And October 31st, 2013, I went to his home to pick up our daughter. Um, it was already dark. He told me to go into the foyer to retrieve our daughter's things. I opened the door, and the hallway was dark. The light switch didn't work. I went up the first set of stairs and was hit over the head with something. I was confused. I didn't know what it was, what happened. My head just hurt. I was standing there for a minute, and I was hit again. And as I turned, I saw him standing in the hallway with a baseball bat. He swung at me again, hit me in the shoulder, and I fell to the ground. He then proceeded to try to choke me at that point and was smashing my face into the stairs, and we struggled down the stairs until we ended up at the bottom where he was kneeling on my chest and strangling me. I have no idea how long that went on for, until I heard my daughter screaming at him to stop. He told her very calmly to go back upstairs, that everything was going to be okay now. That gets me every time. She continued to scream at him while he continued to strangle me. And the next thing I knew, I was standing outside. I looked into the hallway and my daughter was still standing there, so I grabbed her and we ran out the door, and the neighbors called the police.
On October 31st, 2013, I was on call for, we respond to hospitals 24 hours a day for victims of domestic violence, and I would happen to be on call that evening, and I got called to ECMC for a domestic violence call, and that's where I met Laura in the emergency triage room, where she had a neck brace on, severe head wounds, and was strapped to a backboard. I started as a volunteer with Crisis Services in 2011, and then I became staff actually in 2013, a month before I saw Laura. Laura was my first ever client. I don't know if you knew that. First ever client. I started doing this work. I went to school for criminal justice and social work, and I started doing this work because I wanted to help people a lot in school. I saw that domestic and sexual violence survivors didn't have a lot of supports. And that's why I wanted to go into school.
Today I'm doing well. I'm happy. I'm currently enrolled in school. I graduate in December for my second associate's degree in medical coding. Very healthy, loving relationship, which is awesome to show my daughter what a healthy, loving relationship is, since she went the first 8 years of her life not knowing. Crisis Services was there for me on the absolute worst day of my life. They showed up and held my hand and walked me through everything that I needed to do, and were by my side the entire time. And here it's 2 years later, and they're still by my side and still going to court dates with me. If you can find it in your heart and your budget to donate anywhere this year, I ask that you donate to Crisis Services so they can continue doing the Advocate program and the wonderful things that they do for victims and survivors and their families. It's just amazing, everything that they've done for me and my family.